To stay with us now, Fun Home, adapted from lesbian cartoonist Alison Bechdel's graphic novel, led this week's Tony nominations with 12 nods, along with the post-World War II musical An American in Paris, showing the diversity and scope of Broadway productions.
Fun Home, adapted from lesbian cartoonist Alison Bechdel's graphic love novel, led this week's Tony nominations with 12 nods, along with post-World War II musical An American in Paris, showing the diversity and scope of Broadway productions.
I think it's a sign of great health that two shows as different as ours and American in Paris, are equally lauded and equally recognized and equally valued. I love that. I went to see Hand of God. It was one of the last few shows I got to see before I, can't see anything for a long time, and I loved it. And I just sat there thinking, this is amazing that this show can be on Broadway, and I hope it has a long, healthy run there, because I thought its presence and our presence are an answer to some people who felt like Broadway has to be just spectacle or just celebrity driven.
Actor Stephen Boyer's portrayal of a shy adolescent in a Christian puppet ministry in Texas, whose life is overshadowed by a demonic hand puppet in Hand to God, could clinch Best Acting Award at the Tony Awards in New York on June 7th.
That's the hope. I think the hope is that the show changes the game a little bit. Seeing shows that make it to Broadway and are recognized based on just the story that they're telling and their ability to move people and elate people, instead of something making it to Broadway based on a business decision or something, something that's there because of the story. I think that's what we're all hoping for.
Along with the play The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, a coming-of-age story about a teenager named Christopher Boone with Asperger's syndrome, the shows are giving a voice to mainly unrepresented people in adventurous productions.
I hope so, yeah. It's unusual in so many ways, and in a lot of ways it has a small sort of devised theatre feeling to it, like the choreography, and I think that's kind of unusual to see on Broadway in the form of a play, but it's highly creative.
Fun Home broke new ground by being the first musical to feature a lesbian lead character played by Beth Maloney. A nominee for Best Actress in a Musical, she comes to terms with her own sexuality and her relationship with a domineering father, a closeted gay man. The risky shows are luring younger fans to Broadway, where nearly 80% of theatre goers were white, mostly women, and had an average age of 44 during the 2013 and 2014 season, according to the Broadway League, which represents producers and theatre owners.
As the art form evolves, it brings new audiences with it, and that's really exciting, and we're not in a static art form. So,
and I think Broadway reflects what's going on in the country too. It reflects both on stage and backstage. Writers, the creatives, they live in this country and they see what's going on, and I think they bring it to Broadway.
Geneva Carr, nominated for a Best Actress Tony as Boyer's lonely mother in Hand to God, has no doubt that the play that explores faith and morality by newcomer Robert Askins could be a game changer.
I think people are going to be willing to give unknown writers a chance, unknown actors a chance, and I think that people are going to take risks with stories that aren't safe. This is a daring story. It's different from anything you've ever seen.
For William Ivy Long, the chair of the American Theatre Wing, which supports excellence in theatre, and a Tony nominee for costume design for On the 12th Century, is all about pushing the envelope.
One must always encourage these expressions, be they, acceptable, outrageous, over the top, horrifying, chilling, all these things, and we have some of each of that in all of the new shows this season.
Broadway's annual Tony Awards will be handed out at Radio City Music Hall in New York on June 7th.